Right. Good evening, everyone. I hope and pray that all is well. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to find some nice sounds here. Cleanse aura and space. All right. Good evening. Please hit the thumbs up button. Okay. So let me see. Make sure it can be heard tonight. Like I said last night, eventually I want to delve into this. Okay, I did start to look at some of it. Okay, but it's so much. I mean, I don't want to just like read word for word. Okay, so I think I know what chapter I want to start off with. We have, well, I was looking at a chapter called "The Original Black Mother." Might start off with that chapter, or we might start off with the very first chapter, the first sex. In the beginning, we were all created female. Okay. And I think we know and understand that, but we're going to break this down. Okay. But there's so many wonderful, wonderful things in this book. Okay. So we're going to get into that, but really didn't prepare myself for it. And then, so the next book that came to mind was the Kybalion. Okay. And the sister here on YouTube, okay, hit me to this. I heard her talk about it quite a bit. I was not familiar with it. I had heard the word before, but I wasn't familiar with it. I went and picked it up. Okay, and I started reading it. Excellent read. All right. So we're going to read it a little bit. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. Many of you may not be familiar with it. The Kybalion, okay, by the three initiates. All right. It says perhaps the most influential work to come out of the American occult scene in the 20th century. John Michael Greer, The New Encyclopedia of the Occult. Okay. So I'm not going to read every single word here, okay? But we're about to start off with the introduction. All right. Um, let's see. Okay, the purpose of this work is not the enunciation of any special philosophy or doctrine, but it is rather to give the student acquired, okay? And we see that we acquire bits and pieces, okay? Um, but which are apparently opposed to each other and which often serve to discourage and discourage the beginner in the study. In other words, they seem to be in opposition to one another. Okay. Our intent is not to erect a new temple of knowledge, okay, but rather to place in the hands of the student a master key with which he may open the many inner doors. Inner doors. Inner, Inner, in the temple of mystery through the main portals he has already entered. Okay, I hope y'all can hear the sounds there. All right. Um, there is no portion of the occult teachings possessed by the world which have been so closely guarded as the fragments of the Hermetic teachings which have come down to us over the tens of centuries which have elapsed since the lifetime of its great founder, Hermes Trismegistus, the scribe of the gods here. Okay, who dwelt in Egypt in the days when the present race of men was in its infancy. Okay. Contemporary with Abraham, and if the legends are be true, an instructor of that venerable stage. So saying that Hermes if the legends are true, was an instructor of Abraham. Okay. Hermes was and is the great central sun of occultism, whose rays have served to illuminate, awaken the countless teachings which have been promulgated since his time. I'm gonna skip over. The student of comparative religions will be able to perceive the influence of the Hermetic teachings in every religion worthy of the name. That's what I used to teach in community college, comparative religion, okay, as well as introductory religious studies, but mainly comparative religion, okay. The influence of the Hermetic teachings in every religion worthy of the name now known to man, whether it be dead, okay, or, you know, in full vigor in our present times. Okay, I'm going to skip down. Let's see. The life work of Hermes seems to have been in the direction of planting the great seed, truth, which has grown and blossomed in so many strange forms. I have many not of this fold, many forms. In my father's house are many mansions, many forms, okay? Rather than to establish a school of philosophy which would dominate the world's thoughts. It ain't got to be just one particular way. Many forms. You will find, in other words, these teachings here in many philosophies, religions, whether they be dead or whether they be alive and well. Okay. But nevertheless, the original truths taught by him have been kept, including Christianity, folk. Because they used to want to teach us this is the way, this is the only way, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But anyway, okay. And what are they calling it here? A school of philosophy. They're calling it philosophy, just like I said, religion is philosophy. Okay, that's what I taught. Okay, and you will find often on your college campuses, that's what department it's in. Okay, the philosophy department, because that's what the hell it is. Okay, but anyway, a school of philosophy. Okay, but nevertheless, the original truths taught by him have been kept intact in original purity by few men in each age. Okay, the original truths, okay, taught by him have been kept intact in the original purity by a few men, not most, a few. Just like when you find these risen saviors, these okay, Buddha, Christ, okay, Quetzalcoatl, so on and so forth. Okay, they have few men, okay, a few people that follow them. Okay, we're talking about in the original stories. We ain't talking about the religion that it has evolved to. Okay, which, you know, we can talk about that at another time. All right, how they came to be so prominent in having so many followers, quote unquote, okay, worldwide, but nevertheless, okay. By a few men in each age who refusing great numbers of half-developed students and followers. Okay, so kept in purity by a few men. Why? Because they didn't want nobody who didn't know what the hell they was talking about. People who were half-developed. Okay, you ain't working on yourself that damn. Okay, enough to be a student nor a follower. Okay, followed the Hermetic custom and reserved their truth for the few who were ready. Okay, reserve the truth here, following Hermetic custom for the few who are ready to what? Comprehend and master it. You know, they say reading is fundamental, but hell, it is. But goddamn, if you can't comprehend it, what difference do it make? Okay, you're just reading words. Okay. From lip to ear, the truth has been handed down among the few. From lip to ear, handed down among the few. There have always been a few initiates in each generation in the various lands of the earth who kept alive the sacred flame of the Hermetic teachings, and such have always been willing to use their lamps to relight the lesser lamps of the outside world where the light of truth grew dim and clouded by reason of neglect. Okay. All right. These men devoted their lives to the labor of love, which the poet has so well stated in his lines. Okay, so let's listen to this. Oh, let not the flame die out. Cherished age after age in its dark cavern, in its holy temples cherished, fed by pure ministers of love. Let not the flame die out. Okay, but hand it to who? A few, few, few. Okay. When we, you know, in this space, that thing about numbers, how many folk, how many watching, looking, liking, subscribing, okay, trick, Now, if that's what you're interested in, okay, but we're not talking about that. Okay. For those who are sharing any kind of truth, okay, and your numbers may be small, okay, or they fucking with your numbers, what to fuck with your mind, to fuck with you emotionally, okay, to discourage you. Okay. The truth here is handed to a few, okay, not the half developed. Okay. These men, here we go into what I was just saying. These men have never sought popular approval nor numbers of followers. Okay. These men, and we talk about these ascended masters here, those ones that we are, I'm talking about ones that we talk about like Christ and all of that. I don't know who all of them is. You know what I'm saying? But few numbers of followers. And even in that few, you see how that worked. Okay. Because I already talked about Christ, for example. Okay. Yeshua, Jesus. Okay. Became known as the Christ. Okay. And his few, and the 12, and three of them did him a certain kind of way. Okay. But the Buddha as well, Siddhartha Gautama, on his journey, okay, of self-mastery, self-development, okay, obtaining knowledge, okay, finding his truth, okay. And here comes some men, okay, we're going to follow you, okay, like what you're doing. But when the shit got tight and he got very serious, well, I ain't going to say he was never serious, but when he got, you know, real serious about, okay, I got to take these extreme measures, which in the end he found he didn't. But when I got to take these extreme measures, what did they do? They left him. Few. They left him. Okay. Like, I don't know if it was 12. I think so, probably. But they left him on his own, alone. But that didn't stop him from doing what he was set out to do. Okay. Don't let these things stop you from doing what it is that you are setting out to do. Okay. In truth here. Okay. We ain't talking about bullshit. Truth. Okay. I forgot. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get into it. I'm Kenyatta, the architect. On this channel, we destroy and build simultaneously. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay. We destroy and build simultaneously, for there can be no resurrection without destruction. I'm Kenyatta, but you will refer to me as Miss Kenyatta, Queen, Goddess, Empress, okay, princess, or whatever I tell you to refer to me as. Okay, I don't have no enemies. Okay, love and goodwill within takes care of that. Without, the enemies of God, okay, are defeated. Okay, but God is the author and the creator of both the darkness and the light. Okay. um okay, and I will not tolerate nobody being common and with me, nor anybody else who supports me on my channel, okay, and all that bully bullshit. Okay, so let's continue on. These men have never sought, once again, these men, okay, the few, okay, have never sought popular approval nor numbers of followers. Okay, they are indifferent to these things, for they know how few there are in each, how few there are in each generation who are what, ready for the truth. Okay, what does it say in the scriptures? In the end times, people will be, they want you to lie to them. Okay, like sounding brass and a tinkling cymbal. Lie to me. Okay, it feels good. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear goddamn truth. Okay. All right. Okay. End times. Okay. We're not talking about some great apocalyptic thing the way we have been taught that, okay, that all the shit just going to come to an end, earth going to explode, and that's going to be the end of that. No, we're talking about aeon. The translation is the end of an age, an end of maybe an era, but an age. And we know about the ages, for those of you, hopefully, who, know astrology. Okay. I don't know astrology like that, but I'm learning. Okay. But the ages and how many years there are in an age, I can't remember right now. Okay. I have to look it up. Okay. And it takes us from one age to the next. Okay. The age of the Piscean. What do we say? We're in the age of Aquarius, the Piscean age, so on and so forth. Okay, as the earth and the elements out there move. Okay, and go in their circle or whatever. Okay, from one particular state and age, okay, and astrology and the signs and what up out there, okay, Pisces, Aquarius, okay, from Aries on down. You understand what I'm saying? And it takes so many years to circulate, okay, and then at the end of that, at the end when we come into a close here, when those years are coming to a close, we're moving from that age into the next age, okay, all right. as above, so below. Goddamn. This great explosive bullshit that we have been shown, okay, in the movies and all of that type of thing. All right, let's keep on going. All right. They're indifferent to things. Okay,